All right.
As you've looked at first quarter and the starts of games, 21 points overall this season, what's the biggest issue? What's keeping you guys from scoring?
A lot of it, I'm trying to think back to all of them, but really just thinking back to last week, a lot of it's just execution early. It's nothing really world-beating or earth-shattering that's glaring. It's little things here and there that add up, and that's kind of been the theme of the year and some of those losses is just little things that are really kind of hurting us, and we know they're correctable. We see them, we talk about it all the time, and so we're confident we're going to get it right, and we don't want to overplay it or anything because, again, like we talked about even last week, we always talk about coming out, starting fast. We just didn't get it done last week.
From the outside looking in, we know those are scripted plays. Are you better when you kind of freewheel a bit and you're not sticking to a script?
I mean, some of them are scripted. At the end of the day, we all have an idea that we all kind of add our input to. Coach is making the calls, obviously, but I've always trusted Coach with when we're going that no huddle type stuff, up tempo, and when we're huddle calling it, and every week's different. So I'm extremely comfortable and confident whether we are that no huddle or we are just keeping tempo in the huddle, in and out, all that stuff. So I'm trusting Coach on that, and we've been successful with it in the past, and I'm not going to overthink that one.
How much are your voice being heard during the week relative to last year?
Yeah, I think the coaches. That's been one of my favorite things about playing for Doug and for now Coach Groh and Press and everybody involved up there is they take my input, the receivers' input, they ask the O-line questions, tight ends. Everyone's involved in this. It's not just a coach is calling it, coach is dialing it up, all those things. He's always open. There's no egos involved. So I think they all do a really good job of listening to our input and taking our opinions.
Carson, what are some of the takeaways you've seen from the Saints defense now that you've watched film on this week?
Yeah, they like to mix it up. They like to mix it up, kind of do all sorts of things, heat you up at times. They have some good players over there too. So, it'll be interesting how they play us because, again, they're very multiple defensively with their coverages and looks. So, we know we got a good test on the road, but we're excited for it.
Individually, how do you feel at the start of games? Do you feel like it's taking you a little longer than you'd like to get into a rhythm?
Some games, that's just the way it is. At the end of the day, I'd love to come out and be 10 for 10 with 120 yards, all that stuff. But that's not the way it is all the time. And we're just right now, little things, like I said, are hurting us collectively as a unit. But individually, I feel good coming out there. We just got to make the plays.
If I could follow up on your communication with Doug during the week, has it changed in terms of when you're meeting and what has changed about it in terms of?
No, I think our, Coach and my conversations really every year have just increased, and just our comfortability with each other. And at the same time, he kind of knows what I like overall anyway and what I feel best with. So, I wouldn't say anything's ever changed there. We just, we're extremely comfortable with each other, just approaching each other with ideas and thoughts, and so that's been really good.
Carson, what has the frustration level been for yourself and for this team? This is not really, I guess, what anyone really expected from you guys coming out of it.
Yeah, obviously after the game, everyone's frustrated. Losses like that sting a little bit, but, we've always rebounded well. Even coming out to practice today, I'm excited for that because I know the guys are going to be ready to go. At the end of the day, we never really question our effort and attitude around here. We just got to get it done.
Doug was saying that he met with the leadership committee today and he came away from that feeling good. What was sort of the message that the players wanted to get across there about how to get this thing on track?
Yeah, nothing earth-shattering, just kind of like I said, the guys that we have, and especially the leadership, we're not going to, sink down now because of the performances we've had or our record. We're not going to look at any of that stuff. We're going to take it one day at a time and go out to practice, have some fun, be ourselves again, and get ready to go play a good Saints team.
As a captain and as a leader, how do you view your role right now as the team struggles a little bit?
Yeah, I think as a leader, all of us, have to be the ones to kind of pull everyone along. At the same at the same time, we're not trying to fix or solve a whole bunch of stuff. We just gotta focus in on some of these little things. And I think a lot of the younger guys and some of the non-leaders and role players will follow right along with the energy and the tempo and the attitude that a lot of the leaders have, and that's what we're going to do starting today.
Carson, Doug talks so much about how the week is won during practice. Can you pinpoint what needs to change now to have a different result on Sunday?
It's hard to say. I mean, every practice is different. Sometimes you're trying things, and you got new plays in each week and different things going on. So I wouldn't say practice is overall. I wouldn't say that's the issue. Again, it's never perfect, but that's why it's practice. So it's hard to just focus on one specific thing.
The way you and Zach, Carson, how important has the time off the field been as far as the film room, in between practice periods, that sort of thing, and developing that chemistry?
Yeah, I mean, developing the chemistry with Zach, I mean, obviously it helps. We've been together now since I've been here. And, he's one of the smartest players I've played with at the same time. And so just we're always kind of trying to see things, how the other guy sees it, talking through things, even sending texts of plays or clips or how we want to see things like that. And so he's always in my ear about things. I'm always in his. And that's really how I am with a lot of the guys. So that's been really good in developing chemistry over the years.
Look at Drew Brees, or if you look at Drew Brees, are there things like from his game that you can kind of take, and apply to your game, especially with his completion percentage, his quick decisions?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Drew Brees, first and foremost, I don't go study a lot of guys, and there's not a ton of crossover tape. But when you do see him on film or watch him, on Monday Night Football or on TV, first of all, a ton of respect for him. For him right now as a player and overall the course of his career, he's done some unbelievable things. I love the way he's clearly thinking fast and processing things fast. He's extremely accurate. He's a lot more athletic and able to make plays more than people give him credit for. And so I just love watching him and his competitive nature and really who he is. A ton of respect for him.
Last year, you guys had a top 5 rushing offense in the league. This year, it's towards the end. What are you noticing the problems in that game? How's that affecting the offense?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think, some of these games, it's just kind of been the flow of the game. Last year, I think, not to talk about last year, but when you want to compare apples to apples in the running game, last year we were up. We were up, and so that's naturally when you're going to run the ball. We had that streak in the middle of the season where we were winning games by quite a bit, and that's naturally going to produce more run plays and more yards that way, and that's not necessarily been the case this year, so it's hard to say one specific thing on that.
This offseason about your aggressiveness and changing that in light of the injury. Seems like you've been very, very conservative about that this year. What have you seen in regards to when you do take off or when you do try and extend the play in the pocket?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, as far as being aggressive, if we're talking about scrambling and making plays with my legs, again, that's something that's just instinctual. I don't try to think, okay, this play, if my first read's not there, now's the time to move. It's all just based on what I'm getting, what I'm feeling. And so some weeks you're going to see a lot of it, and some weeks you're not going to see much of it. And that's just all how defenses are playing and how each play develops.
You're going to try and be more cognizant of it this year.
Yeah, I mean, I said I was going to be more cognizant of protecting myself and that sort of thing. But as far as just extending plays and all that, I don't overthink that. I just let it come.
When the Saints offense is operating, how much pressure does that put on you guys as an offense to start off strong?
Yeah, obviously we realize, they've, as of late, gotten up on teams early. We have a ton of confidence in our defense, but, that's a heck of an offense over there. We don't try and look too much into that because at the end of the day, we have high expectations and standards on the offensive side of the ball. We realize we have some things we got to clean up, especially in situational football, some of it being red zone and those sorts of things. And so we realize, we may have to score, but again, we have a lot of confidence in our defense, and we're excited. This is going to be a fun matchup.
What's the level of urgency this? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Things have said they have a lot of respect for you guys and this team this season. Yet they call you desperate. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I never want to throw around the word desperate. We realize where we're at. we realize where the division's at. We don't want to overthink anything. We know we got a tough matchup against the Saints, a great team that's playing really good football right now. They're hot right now, and I don't want to throw the word desperate around, but we realize where we're at and we're cognizant of it. But we're going to go down there and give it our best effort.
And I guess to follow up on that, what's the level of urgency this week, considering the division standings and you guys being 2 games back of the Redskins?
Yeah, I mean, really, if you think about the last couple weeks, it's been really urgent around here. We haven't gotten it done every week, and we got to find a way to figure that out. But the urgency is really always there. This is the National Football League, and every week is crucial and important. And like I said, we know where we're at, but we're just going to take it one week at a time.
You spoke about the Saints scoring early in games. You're playing games mostly in the teens, the 20s. A game like this, are you going to have to get into the 30s in order to have a chance here?
I mean, we'll see. At the end of the day, we'll see. I mean, we'd love to go out on offense and put up 50 every week, and that's the mentality we're going to take in there, no matter who we're playing. And so we'll see how that all plays out.
Can you get too dialed in on Zach Ertz? Do you need to kind of watch that? Or?
Yeah, I think you can get too dialed in on anybody within a game, but at the end of the day, are we having success or not is kind of how you measure that, and what is the matchups presenting itself. We obviously, everyone knows Zach, knows his abilities out there, and knows he's a tough cover for a corner or safety, whoever they want to put on him. So we trust him to make plays and get open, and he's done a great job of that. Thanks, guys.